Yeah, when I tell you these niggas ain't shit, please believe me. They gon' fuck on anything, these niggas way too easy. Good for nothing, load on dirty dogs, I'm convinced. Next time you see your mama, tell her how she raised her bitch. You going out on the pop out, cause it's hot out. You was playing games, you on time out. Right on Ron niggas, I'm tryna Ron niggas. I've been cuffed up too long, let me remind niggas. Bro, let's go wrong for wrong, let's go lick for lick. If I can handle that, let me see you handle this. Do you how you do me, bitch, you.
Honestly, I promise it's not intentional, but every single time I have to film, any day that I have to film, it usually falls on a leg day. I don't know what the science is behind that, but it's not intentional. So today I'm training lower body, and at the same time, I wanted to give you guys tips, or basically just 10 workout mistakes that could be delaying your progress. So the whole purpose of you training, putting in all of that time and effort into your fitness, is to get results. So if you're doing any of these, you need to cut it out if you want to see growth and progress moving forward. So that's what we're doing today. Welcome back. All of that good stuff. I already mixed my pre-workout. I am doing Pride today from EHP Labs. If you are in need of supplements, I'm gonna put all of my supplements down below in my description. Check out EHP Labs, use my discount code SOFIT for 10% off. Trust me, you're not gonna regret it. Always, always, always. Thank you guys so much for your support. Now, let's get into this warm-up. Also, my fit for today is from Prozis. I love this set. And I've really been into like bright colors lately, and this set just accentuates your curves. Love the sports bra, love the shorts. So yeah, I'm also going to link the details for this set, and use my discount code for Prozis, SOFIT10. That gives you 10% off as well. And all right, enough chit chat, let's get into the warm up.
Dump it, back it up.
It's me like
my bad bitches. I'm pretty than a motherfucker. House be looking okay. She think that she fucking with me. Is this bitch okay? He say he ain't fucking around. I look at him like okay. I used to be down bad, but now a bitch okay. I'm pretty than a motherfucker. House be looking okay. She think that she fucking with me. Is this bitch okay?
I'm gonna start off with B stance RDLs. So I'm grabbing the 10 kg dumbbells. So with the B stance RDL, you're basically just doing one leg. So it's a unilateral movement. And I like to, of course, do this variation from time to time to strengthen one leg at a time. So all you're doing is taking one leg back, bending at the knees and hinging at your hips. So you're still pushing your hips back. Your working leg stays straight. And I'm using one dumbbell. You can use two. And still performing the same RDL hip hinge pattern. 10 reps each leg. Four. The technique there was really, really good. First mistake I noticed a lot of people make when they're on their lifting journey or fitness journey is program hopping. I've said it before, switching up your workouts every single time you feel bored or to keep it fun. I mean, yes, your workout routine, you should find training fun and enjoyable in order for you to be consistent. You shouldn't see it as a punishment. However, when it comes to like your core structured workouts, that should relatively stay the same for a period of, for me, people say like 6 to 8 weeks. For me, it's literally like a year. The reality that a lot of people need to grasp is the most effective and efficient training program or routine is usually the one that's a little bit boring. It's repetitive. You have to do it over and over again. And it's repetitive because that's literally the entire point. Because repetition is what allows you to progress. You get better at squatting because you practice squats. You get better at doing lunges because you're always doing lunges. And you get stronger at doing RDLs, for example, because you stick to it long enough to progressive overload and see results with time. But if you're constantly changing your leg day every single week, how do you track your progress? How do you build strength with a program if you're always changing it up and always wanting to try a new TikTok exercise? And listen, if you're trying to spice up your training, that's fine. Add a Pilates class once a week, add a spin class or a boxing class once a week so that it doesn't feel mundane. But when it comes to your lifting program, when you go to the gym, keep those very structured and keep it relatively the same and follow the same training split for a while. Otherwise, you're just entertaining yourself. You're just spinning the wheel, but you're not actually progressing. Another mistake would be training to failure every single set. And I know that sounds weird coming from me because I train to failure all the time and there's nothing wrong with that. You should be training to failure. However, if you're training to failure every single time you train, that can be a little detrimental because every single set doesn't have to be hardcore. It can wreck your nervous system and it can also kill your recovery in some cases, and it limits how much training volume you can actually get in. Most of your results come from training close to failure. So basically what I'm trying to say is you want to leave 1 or 2 reps in the tank. That way you can recover properly and come back stronger for your next session. So just remember that intensity is important, but sustainability is what keeps you progressing. Up next on the menu for today, we have split squats.
My bad bitches. I'm pretty than a motherfucker. House be looking okay. Yeah, she fucking with me. Is this bitch okay? He said he ain't fucking around. I look at him like okay. I used to be down bad, but now a bitch okay. I'm pretty than a motherfucker. House be looking okay. She think that she fucking with me. Is this bitch okay? He said he ain't fucking around. I look at him like okay.
Let's test the distance. All right, bench is too far back. Bring it in a little bit more. There we go. All right, that's perfect. So now we're gonna start off with 12. All right, let's go. 10 reps each leg.
Killing every summer. Real boss bitch, and I started as a runner. Titties and pretty, and I'm looking like a snack. 40-inch bust now, you know that bitch black. I'm pretty than a motherfucker. Hoes me looking okay. She think that she fucking with me. Is this bitch okay? He said he ain't fucking around. I look at him like okay. I used to be down bad, but now a bitch okay. I'm pretty than a motherfucker. Hoes me looking okay.
There we go. Ooh.
Is this bitch okay? He said he ain't fucking around. I look at him like okay. I used to be down bad, but now a bitch okay. Iced out name plate and it's from my nigga. Bitch say she pregnant, it ain't from my nigga. I don't pay for shit, it's all on my nigga. Bitch, Maserati mommy, ain't a roof missing. She ate crab legs, now a whole tooth missing.
7, oh Jesus. 8, 9, push through. 10. Hey! Jehovah. Oh my God. Now I'm going into glute bridges, adding my SoFit cotton band for that joint stability and just added resistance. Here we have 12 reps. Squeeze and hold at the top, slowly controlling that movement. Oh, y'all, that burn. Oh, that burns. And I have a mild cramp here that I'm trying to stretch out. Okay, let's get this off. Oh! Now that brings me into our next training mistake, which is not progressively overloading. Okay, a lot of people stay comfortable with the weight, right? And a lot of women do this, not really men. Men don't really typically have an issue with going heavier. Matter of fact, it's actually the opposite. They start off super, super heavy, like ego lifting. But a lot of women in general don't really progressive overload. And progressive overloading is just simply where you are getting, whether it's increasing your weights, your sets, your reps over time. Right? So for example, you've been squatting for 3 months and every single time you squat, it's 20 kg. 20 kg, you want set 1, set 2, 20 kg, third set, 20 kg, fourth set, 20 kg. Where's the progress? Where's the growth? Okay, so you want to be progressing somehow. So if you're going to be adding more weights, you can start off adding a 2.5 kg dumbbell each set. All right, so you're building your strength as you go along, or you're increasing your reps, or you're increasing your sets. Okay, or you're doing all three. But when you're just showing up and you're just going through the motions, it's not enough. If you are using the same sets, same reps, same weights week after week after week, you're not really building, you're maintaining. Okay, there's no progress. And if you're trying to grow, you see how that contradicts? So muscles only adapt when you give them a reason to adapt. So progressive overload is that reason. Adding an extra 5 kg or an extra 5 pounds, pushing for one more rep, or even controlling your tempo. These small changes are what forces growth to happen. And without it, you're gonna look the same. Year after year, you're going to look the same. You're not really gonna see any growth. And that's literally why I hate exercises like donkey kicks, for example. Like you left your house, came to the gym to do a donkey kick with a resistance band, and it's not as a warm-up. You're not doing it as a warm-up or a glute activation before your heavy compound lifts. You're doing it as a builder. Please. If an exercise does not allow for progressive overload, if an exercise does not allow for real progression over time, then that exercise is not efficient. Okay, you might see a little bit of results at the beginning of doing the workout, but then your body's gonna adapt and it's gonna stay the same. Okay, because you can't get better at it, which is why I use donkey kicks as an example. Like, how much resistance could you possibly use when doing a donkey kick? As opposed to doing something like a hip thrust where the volume and the overload potential is so high. You can actually get better and lift more and do more over time. So keep that in mind when you're training. Progressive overload is key to building the muscle and the body that you're looking for. This brings me into the next mistake, okay? And that is poor exercise selection. Now, when you are building a training split, you need to make sure that you have your compound movements and some key isolation exercise. A lot of people make the mistake of wasting time doing a lot of fancy exercises. Exercises that has them jumping from one part of the gym to another. Just weird stuff. And a lot of those weird exercises have you exerting so much unnecessary energy. Those exercises that you see on social media that look cool are just that. They look cool. They don't really give you, and there's no sustainability. The lifts that actually give you the biggest return on your time are the basics. So your squats, your deadlifts, your shoulder presses, your bench presses, exercises that have you hinging like an RDL. Compound exercises are exercises that train multiple muscle groups at the same time. I've already mentioned them: squats, deadlifts, presses. That is where real strength and size comes from. If you want to use machines to train, of course, that's absolutely fine, but they should complement, okay, your workouts, not replace the big lifts. So you want to focus your energy on 4 to 6 compound movements. And then you want to add in those accessory movements to strengthen your weak points or just to add variety to your training. So don't let those flashy workouts distract you from the core important lifts. All right, let me get up and let's get into the next exercise, which is a sumo squat. I just got this sumo squat set up and I love it. So we're gonna be using this for our sumo squat lift today. Slow. Whew. Whew. The next workout mistake would be ego lifting. I kind of already mentioned it before. This is mostly guys that I've noticed make this mistake or just have this habit. Come to the gym, stack a bunch of weights on the leg press machine, stack a bunch of weights on the squat, on the bar. They only move 2 inches and not do one single full rep. They want to do a bench press, so they grab the heaviest dumbbell that they could find and again, not complete a single rep. The gym is not a place where you come to impress, okay? It's where you come to lift, and you want to lift safely. So many people have gotten injuries because they were overlifting, because they were ego lifting, and you want to be very cautious of that. If you have not progressively built your strength over time in order for you to be able to carry a certain amount of weight, why are you stacking that much weights? Ego lifting does not build muscle. And just because you're moving the weight, that doesn't mean that you're actually training. That nothing is happening. If your range of motion is garbage and your form is breaking down, you're literally just putting your body at risk of getting injured. Another mistake is neglecting recovery. The whole no days off mindset, like I have completely checked out of that. Listen, I love to work hard, but I'm not skipping a rest day. When you're in the gym training, you're not building muscle during that process. Recovery, your nutrition, your sleep, resting, that is when your muscle is recovering. That is when growth is happening. So if you're training 7 days a week, if you're under eating, you're not growing, you're going to burn out. You're not going to have enough energy for that workout the next day. So now we're going into the next exercise, which are deficit reverse lunges. One of my favorite exercises to do on my lower body days. Now let's set up and get into it. 8. This does not get easier. Okay, now that I'm down here, the next gym mistake would be not tracking your workouts. You come to the gym, you don't even know what you're doing that day. You're just like wherever the wind blows, however the spirit leads, you just do a bunch of random exercises. There's no correlation, okay? So you do squats, then you go into a back exercise. You see somebody doing another movement, you copy that. You jump from one machine to another, and there's no cohesiveness in your training. That is literally the worst thing that you can do for your progress, especially if you're trying to be intentional on your fitness journey. Please get a workout program. Invest in a workout program. You don't need a $200 workout program. I have workout programs for $20, $30. Have something that you're following that is structured, that is cohesive. If you're putting in the effort to actually show up to the gym, why would you be wasting your own time? You're guessing what to lift, you're guessing when to stop. So you're not really following any reps or sets. Like, you're just literally just vibing. If you don't know what you lifted last week, how do you know if you're improving this week? Like, you don't. And that's how so many people spin their wheel for years. They don't really actually see any growth. So what you need to do is get a workout program, start tracking your workouts, write down the exercises that you're doing, log them in every week along with your sets, the number of reps, and the weights that you're using. You can also use an app. There are apps for that, okay? But just try and track your workouts somehow. Like I said, I have workout programs. If you are struggling on your fitness journey, you don't know what or how to structure your workouts, link below, get a workout program. Okay, get my workout program. And in my ebooks, I actually give you a log where you can track your workouts. And my workout programs come with nutrition plans as well. So literally, what more could you ask for? So make sure you check that out. Finishing up, final exercise with a hip thrust. Whew. Let's go. Good. That was a really good control. All right, good. Ooh. So that brings me to the final mistakes. And that would be ignoring your nutrition. A lot of people, including myself at the beginning when I was first started training, had this mindset of you can out-train a bad diet, right? So you can eat whatever you want, go to the gym the next day, do some cardio, and then poof, all the calories, the 2,000 calories that you had yesterday from that big box of pizza is gone, right? Wrong. A lot of people don't understand that you don't actually burn as much calories as you think you're burning during your workout. So you have a really intense workout and you probably think, oh, I burned 1,000 calories. Do you know how much cardio you would have to do to burn 1,000 calories? Like you'd probably have to be running on a treadmill nonstop for like 6 hours, literally. So at best, if your training is medium heavy or intense, you're lucky if you are burning 500-600 calories, and that's still a lot. So for your average workout, you're probably burning 200 to 300 calories is what you're burning for an average intense workout. So what happens to all the extra calories that you've consumed? Your body is going to take that and it's going to store that as fat and is going to use that as energy for later use. So if you're somebody who just relies on the gym as the only source of being and staying fit without actually investing time into fueling your body properly, eating the right foods, that's a really big mistake that you really need to pay attention to. If you're not eating enough protein, if you're not eating enough healthy carbs, vegetables, fiber, all of those whole foods, then that's what you need to start working on. Going to the gym isn't a hall pass for eating whatever you want. And specifically, if your goal is to lose fat, because I know a lot of people who come to me, it's either they want to lose belly fat, arm fat, face fat, they want to lose fat, they want abs. If that is your goal, just going to the gym and running on the treadmill, doing cardio, doing burpees, doing ab exercises, that's not going to cut it. So dial into your nutrition for your goals. If your goal is to build muscle and gain size, calorie surplus. If your goal is to lose fat, calorie deficit. So just keep in mind that going to the gym and training is literally just half of the equation. That's half the work done. The main thing, it's in your kitchen. All right, I know a lot of people don't like to hear that. Before I wrap up this video, a few more mistakes is cardio confusion. So doing excessive cardio, overtraining, and not paying attention to your form and your technique. I think those ones are pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video right here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Share this video with somebody that you feel needs it, needs these tips. And as usual, I will see you guys in my next video.
The car I'm driving, I depend on